Hello everyone, streaming to you live from the middle of... What's this place called again? Serene Deluge. This is Key of W with Islands of Insight. And I'm going to just do some puzzles here because I haven't done them for a while. At least I don't think so. I feel like the last couple times I was not in this area. So let's just see what we can do here. There's stuff down here we can jump into right away. I know everyone loves the flow orbs, me especially. I've been talking all the time about how much these are the best designed. Actually, I think this one will be really fun. I was actually thinking the other day, because I've been complaining about this type so much, like, I actually liked that one. I might try to get a better score on it. Here we go. Oh no, that's not going to do it. Seems like the way to do this is to avoid having to drop down as much as possible because of how floaty everything is. So let's do it this way. That's not going to be enough. It's actually going to be even worse. Oh, hold on. What if I start with... I hear the cube too. Don't worry about it. Maybe I start with this one that's far away because it is the... I don't know. No! I missed it. Okay, hold on. I might not get the time. I'm just going to go for it a couple times because I actually kind of like this one, and I'll explain why. Oh, I got stuck on geometry there. This is going to be the worst time that's ever existed. Let's try that again. This is going to be even worse. No, it's not worse, but maybe I do need to start with this one. Try that again. Let's get right onto this. Try again. I need to time the jump here really well. That's too early. That's okay. There we go, got it. So I was thinking about the flow orbs and why I hate them so much, because the movement in this game is not designed for that. The movement's too floaty. The movement is great for long distance motion. It is not great for tight, sharp turns and really quick direction changes, which the flow orbs tend to require. Light region severity 3, dark region severity 3. It's just this. So I was thinking, how could you make flow orbs good? And the answer is, spread them out more. Look how spread out this is. This takes advantage of the movement system. The movement system is designed for me to do this. It's just that this is how you go quickly. And then the direction changes aren't so extreme. But all of the flow orbs that are like 4,000 blue balls in a very tight-knit space are all torture to play. They're awful. They're genuinely terrible. And it's because the designers, whoever's making these, were thinking in their heads, well, the motion in this game is going to... You could just zip, zap, zoom underneath, but you can't. You can't zip, zap, zoom anywhere. And so if the flow orbs were more spread out, these would actually be a wonderful puzzle type. Because you can plot your route, like I just did with this one. I was plotting, where should I start? How do I get this thing quickly? That's how it should be done. And the fact that about 80% of the flow orbs are designed to be these really tight platforming sections in a game where tight platforming is awful is just such a mistake. I don't understand it. I also don't understand what the heck this is. So is this... So we start with the left side and we get the right side after all these pieces drop. Yeah, we see how they're set up. This elbow, of course, this piece is a double and it ends up here. This piece is a single and ends up there. This piece is an elbow, ends up there. So this is what would happen if we dropped the pieces like Tetris. Yeah, like this flow orb here, it's too tight a space. It's too vertical in a game where going up is Up is possible, but it's slow. Going down is very slow because the movement is floaty. So if you start at the top and jump down, you have to wait for like 9 seconds while you just kind of gently, angelically float down from orb to orb. That's bad. You shouldn't make the puzzle like that. You should make the puzzle like the one over there, where you get to move around really quick. So yeah, I'm just very disappointed in that puzzle type. It should be fun, and it isn't, for the most part. That one's not too bad. Yeah, these really aren't too bad. It's just the ones in that one enclave that I just don't get. They're too hard. I actually still have one left in the shifting and phase enclave. I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to do it, or I don't know about today, this episode. Maybe I make 10 episodes today, and that's one of them. But I'll eventually get to it. I'm not a big YouTuber. I never will be. Like, I'm streaming this for both my fans, etc., etc. But someone actually commented, like, on the first shifting and phase I did, and they're like, "What? You didn't do the puzzle I was stuck on?" I'm like, "That's because I'm stuck on it too." What's going on here? So if I do this, there is no way to make 4 visible. Yeah. So this has to be a light cell for sure. This double. And it has to be a straight line, because if I do... it doesn't have to be a straight line, it can be a T-shape. But we can't have this going on, that's for sure. So we could have a line, which means that we can't have any light cell attached to this that isn't seen by this cell. So these must be dark cells. Now over here we could do these. We could do these, and these. Is there any way this is a light cell? If this was a light cell, we could not attach it here. We'd have to make dark cells here, which would have a dark light, which would force light cells out this way, which is totally fine. This is a totally fine thing to do. Oh, that's actually the solution. You know what? Screw you. Okay, wasn't too bad. Well, let's hear some Lucent Waters again. Watch this. Ha! That was because I'm smart, not because I guessed correctly. I actually can't see what the symbols are from here. They're very tiny, but I just thought, oh, there's 2 boxes, different colors. What if those are the 2? Okay. I don't want to go to Lucent Waters though right now, because I was there somewhat recently. I want to hit up this place. Ooh, I'm actually really close to getting... There's lots of glide rings today. I've done pretty much all the flow orbs I can see. So yeah, if I get 1 Wandering Echo or a glide ring, I'm going to hit the next milestone for that puzzle type here. Connect all dark cells, which means that can't happen. Connect all light cells. No squares. Ooh, okay. But we also can't have checkerboards, so we do got to watch out for that. Is there a dangerous place for checkerboards right now? Well, if all dark cells are connected, this has to happen. That has to happen. Which means this is the only way to get through here, and I believe we're gonna... Yeah, because of this space right here, all of these have to be dark cells. That's just gonna be what this is. Oops. Hold on a second. No. This is how we do it in here. Oh, there we go. Interesting. Something over here? Oh, it's a leitmotif. That's what I was like. There's some weird artifacting there. I wonder how many shifting mosaics we have in the world. 355? Oh my god. Is that going to do anything? This will do something. That'll do something. There we go. Nice. Yeah, these are more fun when they're not so brain-meltingly hard, aren't they? I actually kind of like the shifting and phase stuff. It's just very hard for me. I just struggle. I don't think they're bad puzzles. Yeah. Like, I don't think the mark of a quality puzzle is I can beat it quickly. Like, if I can beat it quickly, that's probably fine. But And if I struggle with it, that's also probably fine. It's just a matter of, like, do I feel like the puzzle is fair? Like, the reason I'm struggling is because I have to learn the puzzle? Or is it because the puzzle is being deliberately obtuse? Or there's some system in the game which really sucks, but the puzzle uses that system. Yeah. Like, I just hate Underclued. I've said multiple times. Every time we get to them, like, I'm contemplating cheating just to get through them because they're so bad. Maybe, oh, this way's open. I love the mazes here. I know it's not everyone's favorite. I think when I look up stuff on what does everyone like, the crystal mazes are not generally near the top of anyone's list, but they're toward the top of my list because I like mazes. I wish they were more complicated. I also wish that the game didn't time you on the mazes. Now, they normally don't time you. They only do that once you've done all your upgrades, but the fact that you're being timed, it motivates you, or it incentivizes you, encourages you, whatever the word is. It incentivizes you to just rush through a maze, which is means you have a good chance of getting lost, which makes the maze harder. It also means you have a good chance... okay, maybe right here. Also means you have a good chance of, if you breeze through, of just not appreciating the maze, because you're just breezing through it. You're not really thinking about it. So I think it's another type of puzzle where the game has a really good idea, but kind of sabotages itself by subtly encouraging players to play them wrong. And so, like, when I'm doing the mazes, I'm thinking I got to get through quickly so I get the maximum amount of points, which means that if it's a simpler maze, I'm just rushing through. I'm not enjoying it. I'm just doing it. And if it's a more complicated maze, I get very frustrated because I'm getting lost in the maze isn't just, oh, it's a hard maze. It's now I'm getting less points for solving it, which really sucks. Really sucks. So honestly, I think that should have been axed. They should have come up with a different bonus for mazes. Maybe they put special, you know, items like, can you find all of the XYZ in the maze before you solve it, which would encourage players to explore the maze. I don't know. Is there an area I haven't really checked? Maybe down here somewhere? No, I got the one that was down there. Is it in... Is it just, like, really close to this somewhere? No? It might be this direction, because I see that the sphere is not really shrinking over here. So... maybe it's... No, there's not really a place up there we can... Oh, hold on a second. It was just right behind the tree. I'm an idiot. Anyway, I like mazes. I wish that the game didn't encourage players to do them wrong. Just like with phasic dials, how the game encourages you to do these ones wrong. So let's get the green in place. Let's get the that in place. Yellow. Oh, then blue. That works. Because, yeah, I've said before, this one should be a math puzzle where your goal is to solve it in the fewest spins, whereas the bonuses in this actually give you points for solving quickly, which means that you're encouraged to just spam the buttons at the bottom till you win, because that will eventually work. So all dark regions have area 2. Well, we'll start there. That's gotta go. Oh. Let's see here. This is gotta be darker. It's gonna overload. This has to be here, so we've got to make dark cells there. This has already got 4. So one of these two for sure is a dark cell. One of these two for sure is a dark cell. If this is a dark cell, then this is. This must be a dark cell. Just because otherwise the 5 will overload. These two could both be dark cells, or we could have a light cell here and a dark cell there. It's fine. What direction does this go? If we did this, it'd be fine. If we made it this way, it would not be fine. So this this can't be the light cell. That's got to be a dark cell, which is going to give us a little more idea of what we're doing. Yeah. Nice. That's a good puzzle. Like, I thought it was just going to be a no-brainer, and then it ended up being quite a challenge. Okay, maybe a little further. Oh, there's one here. How do I see all three of these here? There. Interesting. Yeah, anyway, there's a lot of stuff in this game where it's like, it's a brilliant concept. I love the game itself, but it definitely had a lot of moments of poor execution. Many of those moments are only worth nitpicking about. They're not actually, like, game-breaking to the point that I don't like the game anymore. Like, they're not worth... They're only worth sort of nitpicking about to say, well, here's a thing that could have been done better, rather than here's why the game is bad. But it still is kind of frustrating to see that, because you look at these puzzle designers, you go, they clearly know a lot about puzzle design, but there's some stuff that's happening that's easily fixable. Don't make squares. Well, this is a disaster. We can't have a white cell here because this needs to see 4 cells, and it's not seeing this one, and it's got to be 4 cells total. So that's going to be a dark cell. This would also be a problem, so we must do this way. Now the only way... This doesn't see this cell, so it can't connect, so this is the only way to do it. And that means... oh, no squares, so there we go. Alright, here's our wandering orb, or echo, or whatever they call them. I kind of wish the wandering echoes were more puzzle-like. There's a few times, like there's an enclave all about it where there's like warps you have to use to get to the wandering echo, but 99.9% of the time with wandering echoes, you just follow it. There's really not a puzzle. It's just too bad. Don't cancel. Thank you. I don't know why I was pressing X. Is it just looking up at this from somewhere over here? Oh, I need to see this puzzle in the background, so I need to actually be over here. This side of it, maybe? There we go. That's a cool one. Okay, this is the spot. Oh, hey, we're back here. Okay, all dark regions of Area 3. Well, that's that one cooked. This is your only choice here. That can't go there. That can't go there. Those have to be, which means that's got to be a white cell. Which means those are dark. Solved. That can't connect. This must. That can't connect. This can't be a dark cell, because where is it going to go? I guess we have to do this. We do have to connect it here, which is going to force us to make these choices. That can't connect. Nice. Yeah, I feel pretty confident in any logic grid where it's only pips. Even up to 5 pips, I'm like, I think I can get this pretty quick. So once I get to the stars, I go, okay, I might be just wrecked in this one. So I could bring this down. I guess the goal is to bring this around. Yeah, so I can do that. Let's see if I can do another sightsee. It's also interesting that I apparently just walk on water. That's just looking at this from over here. Somewhere. But where? What? I think it's got to be a little more angled this way. But... it does kind of look like a... okay, I was just a little bit too far away from one of the spots. I was like, I definitely have it. Let's get the mirability there. Let's actually look at our level up, because we've definitely hit it. I'll get enough sparks, I'll buy another expensive cosmetic. Something underwater? No, it's just the light hitting it in a certain way. There's a guy. Do I need... No, that's not going to help me. This might do something. No? Do I want that up? This down? No, I still can't get this out of the way. This goes all the way up here. Now this one won't go anywhere. Hold on, let's try again. What if this moving over here doesn't help? I can't move this down to the left. That's where I really want it to go. No, I can't. I can move down to the left. But now... this doesn't go anywhere. And I can bring these up. But now this is going to get stuck here. There's nothing I can do. This doesn't go anywhere either. What do I got to do to get this up? Just one more space. Bringing this up. Okay, this is back where we just were. Which is no good. Stuck. This is the beginning. We're back at the start of this level again. Still no way to bring this down a space, but if I could bring this down one more space to bring this over, I've already won. So I've got to do something else. What have I not tried? Bringing this over doesn't do me any good. This going up doesn't do anything. I think the only move to start is, in fact, this move. And bring these... What if I had this up to start, and then that still doesn't do anything? If I have this down... it's close but no cigar. Man, I feel like I've got so much space here, but this doesn't fit. If I have it down... this is where we started, so... this can't go any further down. This one's actually tricky. Unless it's very simple and I'm adult, and I just am not seeing the obvious solution. This just seems like where the puzzle is headed, but how do I get out of here? Yeah, that's back at the start. Is there any other move besides these? That doesn't do anything. Yeah, this is the starting move. There's no other move, which means this comes down, and ideally to the left. The reason it comes down here is so that we can bring these around. Only this could get around, but it's not gonna be able to do that. This might be it. This might be it. Hold on. Oh, no. There's something about this that's interesting. We've changed the orientation of these these here. There we go. There we go. Okay. That's what it was. Neat. I like that one. That one's a tricky one. In a good way. Hold on. Let's get this red guy, which means I can't look at him. Dang it. Apparently looked at him. There we go. How long have I been here? About 25 minutes. At some point I'm going to head over to the preloaded sets because I have... I've loaded the game again, so there's going to be a new set of puzzles here. That's definitely the move. I feel like... what's the other move? How am I going to get through there? I think I want to be flat 3 by 1 here, or here, whichever one. There, flat 2, flat 3. How would I do that? I think I want to start by just going up the side. I think that's what we want here. Yeah, that's what we want. Cool. Just had to look at it for a bit. Silently. There's a cube over here. There we go. Willing to bet that one of the relics is up here. Yeah. Maybe more than one is up here. Doesn't seem to be the case, since it's just one. Oh. Aha. There's one there. Let's see. We're on this bottom edge, maybe. There's one there. So now let's see what that last one is. Somewhere on this platform, maybe? Because there was the one up there, but maybe there's one somewhere nearby. Let's take a look at this edge. The edge is moving in, which suggests to me it's closer to this direction. Oh, hold on, it's not. It's moving. I think it's like central. Makes me think that's what it is. That's moving in, but slowly. Woher? I'm thinking like ledge somewhere. I don't see it down there anywhere. I mean, it could be on... Oh, okay, there it is. Just hidden by trees. Nice. Good puzzle. Well done. I'm happy for you. Hey, glide rings. Let's do one of those. Is that really it? Feels like this one's one where you start. Let's restart. I'm going to get full points for this one. Thank you. And then we drop down here. Oh, there's a whole set of rings. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness me. I did not expect that. There we go. Alright, let's grab a few down here. Oh, don't warp me yet. Thank you. Well, let's grab half of these. last but not least. There we are. Sweet. Okay, that's gotta be a dark cell. There's no way that is light. Any of these could be light, that's for sure. This cannot be, because I would overload the 4, which means the 4 does have to go there. We do have to connect all light cells too, so that's going to be a thing. That's going to be a dark cell. That would overload, so we're done there. We're done there. That would overload. That would overload, so this is it. Connecting light cells. Does that come through? Because it could come through this direction. No, that would overload it, so we got to come out this way. There we go. Let's come through. Let's see, what's the obvious move here? This 4 could go in any of these directions. Oh, hold on, the 6 is overload here, so no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gotta go there. Means that's an overload. So we gotta come this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That does have to go now. That's gotta go, which means this is like that. That's a cool one. Alright, we spent half an hour in this area. I think we've done a fair number of these puzzles. Let's head to... Should I warp out? Yeah, I'm pretty far away from anywhere else. So let's warp out to here. I want to hit the congruency puzzles. Let's finish them off. Right? Let's just say goodbye to those. I've enjoyed them. They've been fun. But I'll finish them off and won't have to do them ever again. Okay. So I just need to get a little over that way. There we go. There we are. The last 9. One symbol for each color. All dark and light areas have same shape and size. So that's interesting. So one of the, whichever color is light. Is there any way this is a light cell? It is possible to make this hit the light cell here. It is possible. Actually, it has to hit this light cell, because if it doesn't, we're screwed. And it can't do it this way, because then that dark cell would be a solo. This is the only way to make this a light cell. Is this now a workable thing to do? I don't think so, because how am I going to do this? This is the shape. So I think the black ones are dark. And these are light. So it's gonna have, could be the F shape. Is there any way this is just a line? I don't think so. No, it can't. This can't be here because there's no way to make 4 in a row here. So we do have to have at least an elbow. This is going to be dark because it can't reach the 4. So there's that. So this could be an F shape again. This is fine. It's, or no, because if we do this shape, then we're going to block the 4 off. So we do have the F pentamino, which means that's it. Nice, nice. No black squares, but white squares are fine. Connect all dark cells, 1 symbol per light area. No 2 light areas have the same shape and size. Well, that's your 1. Connecting dark cells. This 4 could only come up that far, so it's just got to go that way. So I have to have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to have all the the tetraminos. Let's see. This could be an L. This could be a Z. This could be an I. And this can be a T, but it can't be the O. This can't be the O. But these ones can over here. Where does the eye go? This can't be an eye. This could be an eye. This could be an eye. This cannot be. This can't be an eye, or this can't be an L. No, it could be an L like that. Well, this can only move over that far, so it does have to come down. In fact, this is forced to be the T. That's the Z. Means this is an I or an L, this is an I or an L, so this has to be the O. No black squares, is that going to mean anything? This is the L, so this is the I. I'll have to escape. Yep. If this ever touches the ground, yeah, so it's got to be the P shape. That's got to just be a stick. And then this has to be a different shape. Okay, interesting. I mean, not that interesting, but interesting. No white squares connect light cells. That means it's got to be dark. No two dark areas have same shape and size, but they all have region size 4. So there's your L shape. Connecting light cells. This can't be dark because dark regions of area 4. No light squares. This can't be the L. It could be the T, it could be the I, it could be the Z. What if I just did this? No. What if I did it this way? We'd have a problem with that. We can't have squares. So we definitely need to build this out more. One of these all has to be squared. If this was... Yeah, we can't... Oh, alright, we have to... Oh, no, we don't know if that's a dark square yet. But one of these, if this is a dark cell, we would have an L shape here, which we can't have. So that's a light cell. So one of these two is dark, which means that one is. Let's see. If this was dark, this would be, we'd have an I shape, which would be fine. One of these two needs to be dark. If it's this one, we would force this to be light. But if it's this one, that's also fine. Think about here, one of these, for sure. If this is a dark cell, where would it go to make... This is the only way to make a 4. That's the L shape. So that's got to be light. So then between this is dark, we have a Z. If this is dark, we have a few options. If this is dark, though, how do we make... We'd have to make the I shape here. I mean, you could do an I shape here. A T shape. Or... no, if you did an I shape here, you'd have to make it O, and then that would be I. So I don't think... we can make the I shape here. I think it's got to be this. Here. Yep. That's done. No two light areas have same shape and size. Therefore, these are all dark. That's your single. Okay, this is just a regular puzzle. All dark areas have the same shape and size, and they're all T-shapes. So, how do I make a single? It's going to be something like this. Which means this can't be a dark cell, because how would I fit that in? That's light. We could have it this way. It's totally fine. Now here we can only have one, so we could have it like so. But we could also have this. Over here we need 2. The thing about making 2, the only way to do it is to have this kind of thing. That's the only way. The only way to have 2 here is to have it like so. There's no way to get 2 and then nothing else. That's what that's going to be. But these can't connect to each other. So we have this. Right? No, then how do we get 2 here? Okay, is there any way I could just do 2 like so? How would I make it fit this? No, it does have to be this. It seems like this is the only way, but now... What? Oh, no, this is how you do it. So then... That's how you do that. Okay. That wasn't too bad, I just overthought it. 5s. All dark regions have area 5, exactly 1 symbol per dark area. All dark is the same shape and size. So this gotta be here. What would that same shape and size be in order to only have that? Like if this was a 5, this would have to, these would have to be light. Yeah, this would have to be light. Well, let's think. Exactly 1 dark symbol per dark area does mean we have to do that. Don't know why that matters. If we made this a light one, this would go. Yeah, we're in trouble, right? Because if this is light, this they can't. No, we could do that. But this would have to be dark, right? Yeah. Which would mean we'd connect it here. Like, I don't think the F shape is possible here, right? Like I could do this? No. So it would be this shape. No, that shape doesn't work either. So I do think it has to be this one. But then both of these have to be light. What is the shape, though? W shape doesn't work. F shape doesn't work. No, I think this one just has to be a light symbol. C shape works like this. Because then we can make 2 C shapes here. Yeah, that's it. C shape. Alright, that's done. I think that is done here. We don't want to make checkerboard pattern. No 2 dark areas of same shape and size. I'll have 5. So no more C's. We're just doing pentominoes. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's got to go there. This can't connect here, so... I think we have to do this far. No checkerboards. Any other checkerboards? Yeah, that's a potential checkerboard there. We could just do this. Yeah. Connect all light cells. No 2 dark areas of same shape and size. They all have dark size of 4. Well, we have a, what's it for? 7 by 7, so 49. So I need to use 20 to make dark cells. 5 of these, that's all the tetrominoes. So we do have to mark that off. Okay, so none of these are an O shape. Therefore, I gotta find a place for an O shape. This is either a T or a Z. This is an I or an L. This could be an L, an I, or a Z, or a T. This the same. This probably isn't one because then there'd be no place to put the O shape. Like O shape can go here. In fact, it's the only place it can go. O shape can't go anywhere on this side, so it has to go here. Which means that's your I. This can't be an L. It could be a Z or a T. This could be a Z or a T. This is the L. We'll make this here. Yeah, that's it. Okay, connect light cells. No two dark areas the same shape and size. L of area 4. Alright, the D is either going to be an L or a Z. Connect light cells means it's an L. This has to be the I. This has to be the Z, which makes this the O. No, it doesn't. It makes it the T. No, this is the T. No, it's not. This is the O. This is the T here. Okay, got it. That's all of them. I did it. It's over. It's done. I like the congruency rules. Because they were a later addition to the game, like when the game first came out, there actually was active development on it. Let's get this out of the way now, and then let's try to get... Let's get some of this going. There isn't just a red-blue, though. There's a red-blue-yellow. Let's actually get red and green in sync. And then you can do the blue, red, and green, right? Oh, these aren't in sync, though. They are now. Hold on. No, that's not it. But that was it. When they're here, they're in sync. But there's nothing that moves in both at the same rate. So what do I want to do here? To get green and red together. Will this eventually do it? No. No. I think I need to get... No, that's not right. Yeah, I gotta... This is frustrating. Yeah, this is not it either. So what if I... That's not gonna work to get the green in sync. What if I do this to desync those? And then... And that was close. That's not it. Nope. That's still not it. I feel like the red's gotta be resynced somehow. Red's gotta get off of this trajectory. this might be a better trajectory. And then... Okay, whatever. That was hard. Yeah. The issue with basic dials to me is they're either stupidly easy or they're just boring hard. I just wish there was a way to make them more interesting. Because they aren't. They're not the worst puzzle type, but they're toward the bottom. The worst puzzle type is, of course, morphic fractal, but phasic dial is in the bottom quartile for sure. It wouldn't be as bad if there were like a tenth the amount of phasic dials that there actually are in the game. Because they wear out their welcome. There's only so much you can do with them, and after a while it's like, well, I'm not learning anything new, I'm just doing it again. Okay, like, what if it's just this? Oh my gosh, that was actually it. Okay. Nice. How are we on time? About another 10 minutes or so, maybe? We'll see. Okay, that's gotta go. I see, it's here. So it's this piece. Goes to the spot up there. Got anything down here? Looks like we do. All dark regions of area 4. Well, that's done for us. That's done for us. That's done for us. Are they all L shapes? They're all L shapes. Okay. Interesting. We have another florb. 6 florbs. Where are the others? Okay. So this is start at the top and work your way down. So it's not even much of a puzzle. It's one route, and you just better hope that you do it quickly enough. Alright. I'm not doing that one again. I know I was really close to the master time, but that's not fun. I explained at the beginning of this video what is fun in a florb, and doing that is very much not. That wasn't it. That was it. Now everyone loves these. This one's already done. I also wish there were a lot less morphic fractals, because again, it's a puzzle type that once you've done one, you've done them all. Whereas other puzzle types, it feels like there's something you can do to make them more... Like, sure, every hidden pentad is just hide and seek, but depending on the area you're in, you can make it a little different every time. It's interesting. So it's fine if there are 8 billion of these. But morphic fractals are all the same puzzle. There's really nothing new you can do with it. And so after you've done about 10 or 20 of them, you're just thinking, that's it. That's all the morphic fractals you need to ever do in your life. And yet there are about 300 in the game, not including the ones in the enclaves. That's way too many. Phasic dials, like once you've done about 20 to 30 of them, you're just like, I think I get it. And the game only makes them harder by just making them really confusing. But it's still the same puzzle, so it's just like, wait, this is expanding? Oh, so it's going to be on this edge. Oh, it's just a tiny one down there. So yeah, that's the type that should just be a lot less of those. But hidden pentads, actually, there's only about 300 of those in the game, and there could easily be double that. Easily. Where's... I'm thinking there's got to be a guy. I was thinking it'd be at another corner of the building, but I could be wrong about that. Yeah. Is that? Seriously? No, it's not. That one isn't the one that's at this corner, though. No, it's a different symbol. That's the symbol that's over here. Connect all light cells. All dark regions of area 6. So if I do this, this whole area has to be dark, so that's not going to happen. So we have to bring these out this way. I think we're going to do it this. path here. So how am I going to do? I could just do it this way? Yeah. Oh, this is really tight. Where's the spot? Is it somewhere in here? Yeah, it's here. With a slight bump that way. That is a little too easy. Ooh, this is a nice long one. This is a long one. I think I get it. I think I get the point of this one. This one's overstayed its welcome. Like, nothing new is happening, we're just doing this 8,000 times. Okay, that was slightly new. We had a tree in the way, but that was it. That was the only thing we did. At least that one didn't suck to play like some of the ones where the movement is too tight. I see you. Where's your red friend? Is that it? No, that's a different one. That's it. Okay, this is a complicated one. Let's get blue in place, get red in place, and then get green in place. And now we gotta figure out how to synchronize. Let's... Oh, cool. That worked out for me. One symbol per light area. And no dominoes. Okay. Interesting. One of those two. 8's gotta come out. 7's gotta come out. Can't connect to the 4. That can't overload. That would overload. Exactly one symbol per light area means these guys got to connect to something. That would overload it. This is going to have to connect probably to the 13. This connects to the 9. The 9 is complete. That connects to the 9. So these got to connect to somebody. 5 here. What if I tried this? Yep, that's how we do that. Cool. Kind of like that one. You know, every time I load up the game, it says there's like 90 cubes per square inch or something like that, and I only find like 3 or 4 a day, and that's about as good as I do. It's going to take me forever to get them all if I go for that. Let's see what this Florbs is like. This one looks like it's not super fun. It's just the 4 corners of the building. This actually isn't too bad. That error was mine. I'm gonna try for that. I made an error in my jump. That was entirely me. There we go. Got it. That one's kind of fun. That actually used the movement system correctly. Let's get a sightseer. This feels like it's back where we came from a little bit. Yeah. Worked out for me. It's nice when the sightseer shows me an area I just came from, because then I know where to go. Let's start by getting these in sync. How do I do this? Um, I gotta get the green in sync here. Then I gotta get the yellow in sync. Okay. That one's actually an interesting puzzle. Rare for this type of puzzle, but it works out. I have no idea what that is. Is that up here? Am I looking at, like, this ring? Like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at. Maybe I'm looking at this? Oh, I am. Apparently the archway was not factored into that at all. I feel like I've done a lot of wandering echoes in Autumn Falls. Let me double check that. Oh, I've done a lot of this. Get an echo of time. Let's see what the story has to say. I would do anything to protect them, though I was powerless to do so. The time spans of these worlds were but a painting on the wall, past, present, and future. Although I could turn the pages, I could not change them. I still dared to try, whispering fragments of ancient knowledge. As the years wore on, I saw the fleeting nature of individual lives, the passing of great minds, and the fading of vast amounts of knowledge into obscurity. I took up the energy of the known realm and wove it into a legacy they never knew they had. It's really kind of you. Back to here. Another mirror Billy. We need those so much. Let's look at the Wandering Echoes. 34 out of 55. Yeah, there's not a lot in this area. We've done 60% of them. Whereas we've only done 35% of those. Yeah, I don't think there's many places where we are actually in danger of doing every single puzzle of that type. So it's weird that we've done most of these. This one is very trippy, which I like, but I don't like that I have to solve a puzzle with it. It's too far. I think it just needs to be a basic, like, shape here. But then it needs to be a little more. Little. Oh, sure, that's it. Whatever. This one, the dead end is here, so if I move anywhere but left, it's over. So I think that is pretty set for us. This has to move up, which means this has to go down and around. Yeah, that's where that's got to go. And we're solved. Okay, we definitely have to connect this out. This cannot connect. We can only have 3. That's got to come down. So this cannot be a dark cell, because otherwise how's the bee going to get through? This also has to go down, which is going to make this finished, that finished. These both have to come up. So I think... yeah, we have to go both of these ways. Yeah, that's it. It's really not that hard. Dark regions of area 2, light regions of area 8. Well, then I have to figure out a way to make only 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think this is the plan here, one of these two. Dark regions of area 2, so that's it. That's it. That's that. Oops. That's it. You know what I should do? Am I close to it? Not particularly. I was going to say, let's go to the lost grids, because there's a lot of those. I just jump down and do them. But first, get distracted with this puzzle. Does this just mean we just do this? We just repeat the pattern over and over 2.5 times. This one means these spots have to be, but it means that this has got to be light cell, this has got to be dark cell. They all got to be dark cells. This is going to be light and dark. Yeah, sure. I saw you down here. Lost grid time. Wait, what's this? Oh, it's just rings. Sure, I'll do them. I've been ignoring rings a lot, so today it's good to do a few, but I am going right through that. Let's wait till we get that. Not a huge fan of moving armillary rings. The reason being, I think this has to be light. So if this is dark, we have to make them all dark. So this has to be light. Yeah. Because with moving armillary rings, instead of trying the puzzle being about finding the angle, you're going to find there's like hundreds of angles that'll work, and then your job is just to wait until the angle reveals itself to you. Area numbers. So that is going to be fine, actually. If this is light... No. If this is light, that forces it to be dark. But if it's dark, it doesn't matter. But overload. If this is dark, that forces light here. If this is dark, we would have to make all this light, which isn't going to work. So that's light. Which means that's dark. This can't connect to here, but it does have to go at least one space over, so this is light, that's dark. These do have to connect. Thanks, yeah. Is there any way... This could be dark. Yeah, this could be dark and that could be light. It's totally fine. This can't be light. It's got to be dark. Well, if this were a dark cell, then this would be light, and we would have to do this way, and we'd be in trouble there. So that's a light cell. That's a dark cell. I think we have to do this. Either way, that's a dark cell for sure. There's no way around it. This could be light. Is there any way this is light? No, that's dark. So it's either connected here or something else is going on. If this were the light cell here, we'd be in trouble. So this is in fact the light cell. There we go. That was a weird one. I kind of liked it, but it was weird. Don't make dark squares, one symbol per dark and light area. Okay. Where do we start? Where's the break in here? Like, I can do all this just fine. This is as far as I could go this way. This is as far as this one goes. But we would have to have this. Dark squares are unacceptable, but light squares are fine. But then we'd have an issue here. This is not okay. Right? Yeah, I don't think that's right. Like, if I make this a dark cell, then this has to be a dark cell. What is it connected to? It's certainly not connected to here. Because then we're... So it's got to be connected to this one. And then this would have to be a light cell, so what's it? It could be like this. We can do this just fine. Yeah. Well, let's try it again. So if I do this here, this I think is basically set. This isn't gonna work out because no, that's fine. But now this needs to be a light cell. What's it connected to? It's not connected just there. So we'd have to do it this way, which means this is how we go. No, so I think we just have to do it this way. But now we're in trouble, because how do we connect these? This is how you connect them. That's it. That's interesting. That's interesting. I'll give him points for that one. Ooh, no squares, no white squares. Otherwise, just myopia arrows and letters. Those cannot connect to each other. A has to escape. No white squares. This has a lot, so we can't do any of these. Those all gotta be light. That's gotta be light. Actually, these all have to be light as well. Huh. Can't have squares, so I guess that's that. Can't have squares. Can't have squares. No squares. Those can't connect to each other. No squares. That means this has to be a dark cell, or we're going to have a problem with myopia arrows. No squares. No squares. Okay. Just weird. Tiles remaining. Underclude grid. No checkerboard. So these are all dark squares. Okay. This is the furthest that goes, so it has to go one out. This could connect, but it also could be blocked. That's the furthest up we can go. If we did this, we'd have to break, so this has to be dark cell. That's fine. If this was a dark, we'd have to do it this way, which would make that a dark cell, which would make that happen. So this has got to be a light cell. Definitely overloads that. If this is a light cell, this has to be a light cell. This is a dark cell. We don't know. This is a light cell. This also has to be a light cell. This would really make things more difficult, I think. This is a light cell. That would have to be a light cell. Right? And then we would have to make dark cells here. And there. And this isn't it. So, therefore, that doesn't have to be anything. Wait, if this was a dark cell, though, we'd have this going on. That seems fine. If this is a dark cell... that's a light cell. That has to be light. Wait, why does this have to be light? Oh, because the 5 has no way to where to go any other way. Okay. Not the worst underclued grid I've seen. Underclued again. That's no fun. Underclued are terrible. Well, the A's got to get around through here. And then through here. What? Okay, so we know this. A has to come through there. It can't go through this one, so it has to come through there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there. That means these gotta be dark cells, and these gotta be dark cells. So what are the other... Like this has to be one, and that has to be one? Okay, maybe I put something in that was extra and didn't realize it. That's probably what happened. Only one symbol per light area, no dominoes. Okay. So this is the only way to make the 3 in the corner. You do have to put baby in a corner. This is the only way to make 4 here. Done. Maybe C. Oh, okay. What? Dark regions of area 4? Is this just a matter of making, like, strategically designed... things like that? Because I can't do this. They have to be blocks like this. Right? Like this can just be, oops, in its own box, right? Maybe we just put a big box around this one. Yeah, that's a little silly. Connect dark cells. Okay, that means they're going to be symmetrical here. That's got to be a dark cell. That's got to be a dark cell. If this were a dark cell, we'd have to have one here, and then we would have to block, and we'd be in trouble. So, in fact, this is a light cell, which means dark cells, oops, here. These have to come out. If this is a dark cell, we're in trouble. So it's got to be a light cell here, which means that we have to come there. Just going to force this motion. These also have to be like so. That's possible. That also works. If this is a dark cell, for instance, we have this. We have to somehow get 3. Like, it would have to be like this. We could do this. No, hold on. There we are. Not too bad. Twos. All I gotta worry about is the 2s and the 4s. Well, that's settled. Okay, then what? If this is the 4, if this were the 2, we'd be in trouble. So that's got to be white. Okay, then those can't connect. Those can't connect, which does mean we're done here. And we're solved. Cool. Just had to break into that one. Ooh, a harder music puzzle? Let's do it. There we go. That's just, can you hear chords? I kind of wish more music puzzles went in this direction, but it requires a lot of training before that becomes anywhere near comfortable. Actually, it's been an hour and 20. I need to get on something else, so I'm going to stop here. Thanks everyone for watching. It's been fun just solving some puzzles. I'll see you all in the next one, okay? Bye.